31 or 30. I don't even remember what day we are on of backtesting until I'm profitable. Today's trade happened very fast to market open. Actually, we did have a W, and there's higher time frame confluence to why we took a W. Just gotta find the right time. What are we looking at? Right over. Took two trades. One was paper, one was actual on the live account. There was a lot of confluence that I wasn't actually paying attention to. I'll talk about it. NAS has something to do with it. So this is a trade that confluences both indexes, but I think on the 1 minute we actually even had more confluence. Let me check it out. But trade was pretty much right here. Let's see, it's this. I don't even know what that was. Let's see, I'm trying to do some things right now. Is this okay? Yes, yeah, day 27 is not. So, trade. We look here on ES. Now we look over here. Charts. Now we look over here on ES, right? So I didn't notice this until my friend pointed out. Is we check out previous daily high, okay, on NAS, right? Did my friend just slide at me? Oh no, he didn't. It's right here. So we look on NAS. Is that the right time? Yeah. We look on NAS. Previous daily highs up here, right? Pay close attention. Let's trying to figure this out. But this kid lied to me. Hold on, chat. Oh, I guess that wasn't the confluence. Okay, well, I guess it is considered the confluence. Am I looking at this right? I do recall looking at this and saying, oh, unless it was MNQ. You know what? I was probably looking at MNQ. There you go. Oh, you don't know? Dang, hold your horses. I was incorrect. Well, point is, going towards this trade. Let's forget about NAS for a second, okay? Let's forget about NAS. So, going towards this trade, obviously, I'm out of structure. I'm going off this double bullish price action pattern, all these other shenanigans, okay? I'm trying to remember correctly. I think the main confluence was hoping that we were going to get some type of rejection at this 1 hour order block. By the way, we did end up respecting it, right? Because we were exactly towards the encroachment. But I want to talk about what was going on in the lower time frame. Is pretty much what really did want me to genuinely take this trade right here. Is this for value gap on the way up to respect all these other errors of liquidity and get liquidated, and just this for value gap that I got pretty much, how do you say it, closed above this order block, meaning we disrespected this order block, right? That amount of buying power got pretty much disrespected with closing below this encroachment, which pretty much allowed me to just say, okay, I'm going to take this trade. All right, I'm going to take this trade. A lot of people also hit TP on this area. So let me, okay, hold on. First of all, yeah, okay. So, London high, previous day high up here. On NAS, though, I think that's where this comes into context. I'm correct, right? On NAS, though, look what price does. On NAS, we go on the 1 minute, right? Pretty sure that's what we rejected off of on NAS. I don't even remember. It's not loading. There you go. So on NAS, guess what price ended up doing? At 710, when my the main confluence to likely why this trade ended up going my way is because on NAS we swept out this area of liquidity, and guess what price ended up doing? Rejecting off of it, right? We're ending the near time of macro. NAS sweeps liquidity, right? Maybe if price, let's say hypothetically this area of liquidity was higher, we might have ended up being stopped out. So we had a liquidity sweep, very prominent liquidity sweep with strong displacement to the downside, right? That tells me, okay, yeah, whatever. Right here we had a CISD. We're likely going to break structure eventually. There you go. There's that break of structure. right? So we swapped liquidity on NAS. ES is lagging behind. So I don't want to talk about this, but there is a potential setup that I would have taken a long time ago. Let's see if we see it happen. It has to be a sweep of low and then a break structure to the opposing side. AK manipulation. This is accumulation. It could be as simple as seeing a low. Simple as this right here. Alright? This is a move down that took out this low down here, these lows. Then we end up having to break and structure the opposing side. We work across the leg and retrace back into this area, but we don't, right? So it doesn't even matter regardless. But guess what we had? We had manipulation. Well, not, we just had a liquidity sweep. I don't know if I want to consider this I don't even know what to call these. Oh, by the way, yesterday I said I didn't know what to call the large wicks at the bottom of the high time frame. Rejection wicks. They're called rejection blocks, by the way. I just got them confused. I actually took a trade off the rejection block with my strategy. In the kitchen, by the way, so this video is a little bit different because there's people everywhere. Yeah, so that was that trade. And then I actually ended up going to the cafe to study. I ended up finding another trade. I'll explain about it right now. It's all the way up here. Literally just randomly found this trade. It was whatever, right? It wasn't a big deal. Let's get to that right now. Wasn't too far out. Took this trade right around here. So we had to break and structure the opposing, same side, sorry. Right? We had a huge, wait, what are your horses right now? Okay, something's not right. Either I was really tripping out. Hold on. Okay, well, we had a wick down here. Something's not right here. I feel like I'm tripping out right now. Oh my god, I'm getting so confused. Yeah, we didn't even. What? Hold on, something's not right. Something is not right. Oh wait, there's a 1 minute question. There you go. Okay, sorry. I got so confused. I was like, what? So we had this 1 minute rejection block. This isn't nothing, by the way. Ignore that. We had this 1 minute rejection block, okay? Ignore what I marked out. This is not a rejection. I got really confused. But a break of structure to the same side, right? Price was already downtrending previously. Price broke structure down here, made this low, made this lower high. We didn't break structure, then we made a higher low. Price was accumulating, right? Then we see price eventually break structure to the downside, meaning we are still in that same area, right? We have no change of character, meaning there's no reason why to wait for the first candle to actually go and distribute after the break of structure, right? And pretty much right there, also further confluence was we had this 1 minute rejection block right here. That pretty much, right? How do I know a PD rate is being respected? Well, if we start accumulating or just start getting really choppy and indecisive around that price taps into it, really choppy, it's being respected. Price respects it, and we took this trade on paper. Just the most random trade ever. I wasn't even like, I really didn't care. I went break even. We still ended up hitting TP regardless, but we went break even at 8. Took profits out right there. But, yeah, I mean, these were the trades that we took today. I have been using high time frame confluence a lot. Like a lot. Probably should have waited for this liquidity to get swept. Because we don't know price. Well, no, actually, it's fine, okay. Because we had Asia high on NAS up here. Let's go back here. I really just want to make sure I do this well. Alright, let's go to NAS. Oh, go back to the fade. Right? Because that's exactly what we ended up taking profit from. That little liquidity sweep we saw. Change it. You ain't gonna slide on slide. Don't say don't play. Right? So right here, this is where we took trade. This is exactly where we took this trade, right? So, guess what? I guess we were fine. You know what? That would make any sense. Well, that's an interesting. It's definitely an interesting one. Right, we know ES and price NAS aren't having the same. Oh, you know, I'm looking at I'll look at NAS. So weird. Please just let me listen to my music without hurting my voice. Manifestation playlist. Alright, okay. I really want to look at this here. Because I know, yeah, NAS and ES are not the same for route. I wanted. Interesting. Hold on. Let me do something. This is the most random. Okay, basically by 4. Like 1, 7. Like 20. Okay, I'm like making a theory because clearly NAS is way more worth than what ES is. So I'm like, okay, if we were to somewhat divide this, pretty much 12 ticks. I mean, 28 to 24 ticks is basically 7 ticks on ES, right? Whatever. We swap this area of liquidity, right? It looks like price did reject at the beginning, and then pretty much on NAS we took out that area of liquidity. That's what pretty much gave us our chain reaction. When NAS took out this area of liquidity, that is really what gave us that chain reaction to actually go ahead and take shorts there. That is what caused us to move down. I also want to talk about mainly more confluence than I had here. Main confluence to this trade was us disrespecting this PD array right here. Meaning that we are shifting in order flow, right? Price sweeps that on NAS, then there's that complete disrespect to order flow. So yeah, that was that. Yeah, that was today. We are currently up 1K for the week, which is nice. We are not break even. We are actually up 500 on the account, which feels nice. And I have been feeling more ambitious than others, actually. Really see the losses and continue to improve. That being said, this trade right here is a very interesting trade I was looking at. Okay, so I believe right off the bat, this is Thursday, April 24. We had employment. I believe I already wrote down everything else. Took a double bullish here, right? So let me talk about this, right? We were really going off high time frame reaction, right? Well, let's talk about this here specifically, right? Because we entered off this. So let's look at this here. That's why we really need to pay attention to the 1 minute, right? Guess what the 1 minute is telling me? That is the area that I expect the most to reject, right? If I had a limit over it, okay, cool, I would take profit, but I don't. Candle close, I'm going off the candle close, right? So guess what price does? Okay, let's look at it specifically, right? So, is this... Oh, wait, yeah, sorry. So we have this fair value gap, right? Fair value gap, we tap into that encroachment of that PD array. This is a fair value gap made on the way to tap into that encroachment. Guess what price does? Gives me a heavy displacement. Buyers get overtaken, right? We even invalidate this fair value gap, right? Meaning we have an IFEG, and if we are in bearish order flow, we have a fair value gap. How do we know we're in very good bearish order flow? If we push back up and reject off this, right? We likely did at some point. Luckily, it looks like we ended up probably pushing up to this area, rejecting down, pushing back up, and disrespecting that now, right? We disrespect the encroachment of that IFEG, and guess what price ends up doing after that? Inversing this fair value gap, meaning what? We are in new order flow now. We are in bullish order flow now, right? We disrespected this IFEG. Yeah, we disrespected this IFEG, and we ended up invalidating previous made fair value gap off the rejection. So pretty much what this is saying is, okay, Daniel, what you expected a reaction from completely got invalidated, and you tried taking a long off that, right? It's pretty dumb. And guess what price ends up doing? Making a new fair value gap. It's stopping me out, right? So preferably there should have been a long here instead of a short. Price does proceed to my take profit eventually. I'm not sure exactly what ended up happening here. Maybe we had a sweep of liquidity on NAS. Really have to eye it out. Never know. Let's check it out. Rejection block, something like that. It could be something that simple. Maybe NAS tapped into a PD ray. That is a large amount of what's the word? Charting to do. I'm not a big fan of that. Decision last night that I looked out for it. So it looks like trying to see what we rejected. We rejected off this hourly high, most likely. Yo. Jingle jangling. Alright, let's look at the 1 hour here. Right, there you go. So there you go. So it looks like we're reacting because NAS took out an area of liquidity, right? We took out this 8-hour high, which is possibly a 4-hour high? No, it's not. But it is a check it out. Rejection block. This is a rejection block. There's likely going to be a lot of resistance up here. How do we know if it's a rejection block? Well, that wick has to turn bearish to a bearish candle, right? To the point we respect some type of, sweep some type of 5, which we swept. We didn't respect the encroachment, but I think, yeah, ideally, more importantly, we swept this 1 hour high, right? This is buy side liquidity that we swept out. And going into this trade, where are we in this trade? Going to this trade, right? This is that 1 hour high we have not swept. Let's see here. Right, so ideally I was eyeing out the encroachment of this 1 hour fair value gap right here, which did not get disrespected. It got disrespected, right? Because we go into the 1 minute here, price tapped in, right? Respected it at some point. We have a strong displacement, invalidated the fair value gap that made the way up to that testing of that encroachment, validated that reaction, right? So we're invalidating the reaction that we wanted to use, meaning price is now seeking something bigger. And guess what price ended up doing? Where did we end up rejecting off exactly? This buy side liquidity on NAS, which ES is now following through with. Yeah, so wow, that really says a lot. That we're gonna have to be really backtesting with both charts, high time frame, all these other shenanigans, which is very difficult in my opinion. Very, very difficult. But then we can't really predict how ES or either index is going to react off an area of liquidity. We could consume liquidity, to be quite honest. We could really consume liquidity. Buyers are getting exhausted. There's a lot of bearish waves here. But yeah, that being said, that was the trade that we really really fully evaluated. This is just simple bearish order flow being disrespected, right? At some point, maybe if we ended up pushing a little bit lower, but I don't even think we would have ended up taking that trade regardless if that ended up happening. Probably would have what probably would have been the thing I wanted to see in order to take this trade would be, it's a little difficult. Probably some choppiness and some respect into this PD array. Yeah, for us to want to take this short, it wouldn't be possible. It would not be possible. That's pretty much the answer. We should have taken a long, not a short. That's that. It's not about the day or anything. It's just simple order flow, bro. So yeah, that's that. Let's go and screenshot this. Write down some notes. Screenshot that. Keep jingling, jingling. I wanna do major things. Every and everywhere. I just don't fade away. Check this. Copy the link, post it. Oh my god, I'm serious. I'm gonna be so tired for work tomorrow, man. Go work at 6. just got back from the funniest thing ever. I'll tell you guys. I don't want to waste time. I'll tell you guys about tomorrow when I have more time. I'm so tired tomorrow. I literally have to go to Costco tomorrow. So we have a loss on my birthday. In fact, April 28th is my birthday. That's pretty funny. So we're not going to I think that was a Monday, yeah. Let's delete everything on the chart. Delete everything on this chart. We'll keep an eye on this. It'd be really complicated to genuinely chart every single chart. I mean, that'd be really difficult. But I mean really difficult. Because what I'm seeing is even other indexes have a reaction to the index I'm trading with, which is not really the best scenario for scalping, especially scalping. Yes, that's what we do. Oh, man. Alright, so right off the bat, let's just pretend we're trading this fresh and brand new. I'm going to not even look into what time I took the trade. I'm just going to be trading this. First thing I would like to do is probably mark out weekly highs and weekly lows, which, by the way, it looks like we already swept out previous weekly high. We actually do have a fair value gap. Look at that. So, right here, I was going to say we're bouncing off the encroachment. It has not been tested at all yet. I don't know if I want to consider this or this. I'm going to consider this the quote-unquote weekly fair value gap. I bet you so much too. Oh my god, I got my girlfriend. Give me a second, guys. So right here, we have a weekly fair value gap. I was going to say we're bouncing off the encroachment, but we're not. Well, right off the bat, we have this weekly high that we just took out. Weekly low, we're not going to be really having this as a POI. I doubt it, right? But I doubt we're going to push all the way down, but price is really unpredictable. You never know. Daily time frame just swept out that daily high right now. And we have this daily low down here. Previous day low. Previous day high just got swept, such as weekly high. We do have a tiny imbalance there. It's a very weird one. I'm not a big fan of that. We'll look into it later, but let's see what else. It looks like we just completely invalidated this fair value gap now. This one was invalidated, disrespected. There's a lot of things going on right there. This just got invalidated. Looks like we already no, sorry. We have not fully I'm forgetting about it. We haven't. In order for us to say we completely invalidated this, it would have to be something like that. There's a lot of things going on here. I'm not a big fan of the daily or the weekly. It's very, very hard to generally mark out PD rates. But right here, just got previous daily high and previous daily low. Looks like we're pretty much maybe pushing to the right. Let's just go 4 hours. It's going to be a little bit better. Alright, right here, there's a lot less noise. Well, it's more noise, but more clarity for me, in my opinion. Right here, we could say that previous daily low that I marked out is a pool of liquidity. Let's see what else. We have a tiny 4-hour fair value gap going on. So right now, what did we bounce off of? We bounced off this previous closing price gap. This is an area that was respected. This closing price gap respected. Right? We respected this. We closed inside, but the point is that we respected it, right? That should be fine. Alright, so then guess what price ends up doing? Invalidating this, we push back down, then we respect it, we get a huge buying reaction off that. Now, we pushed into this area, which I don't even know what I marked it out as. Okay, so weekly fair value gap, but we started seeing a lot of resistance at. Okay, I didn't know what that. Alright, we pushed into this area, and a lot of resistance started happening here. Like, lots of resistance, right? Let's see here. Is there a better area that I can mark this out as? So we pushed into this, started reacting off of this, right? Accumulation started happening around here. Validate this for value gap, but then price ends up pushing from this for value gap, aka respected this previous closing price gap. This is a very respected value gap, so I'm going to go and mark it out. I really only like marking out areas that have respect for value gap, respected. So respect this, right? We have this order block right here. Not really, actually. Yeah, so we're just really pushing. Well, I guess what's causing the little sell-off right now, right? I mean, price pretty much gave us a lot of buying power. Price kind of rejected off this weekly. Price started pushing interest to this area right here. This is the weekly. We pushed off that area of resistance again. The price sweeps that area of liquidity. This is where I feel like likely we're going to be seeing some selling going on right here, okay? I'm feeling pretty bearish for this day. We are in this order block that got disrespected. We have a area of imbalance. Let's look more specifically on everything I wrote down. So we tapped into the encroachment of the PD array. Right, we left this 4 hour. We tapped into that 4 hour. Right, we had a lot of resistance show up at the top of the weekly for value gap, even imbalance. Price respects the imbalance at some point, right? Can't tell if we pushed up first, then down, then push back up. It's very likely. Very likely that we pushed up, pushed down, then rejected. Somewhere, I don't know. Point is, these two areas are respected. We push back, we sweep liquidity. Start resisting, we push to a higher point in this area. Maybe there's like an order block over here. A lot of things going on here. We do have an order block here. It's very difficult to mark this out. It really is. There's like a bunch of order blocks here. So we push to order block test. There's an order block right here. There's an order block there. There's really order blocks everywhere, dude. Literally order blocks everywhere. There's this tiny one right here. It looks like it's the most respected one as of right now. Don't know this weekly for all I got this start. Yeah, so right now it looks like we're currently reacting off that previously respected order block. I want it. So, I don't know if I want to consider this or this. Let's do it like this. It's really weird. I'm not a big fan of that. No, that wouldn't make any sense. Gosh, this is really. I'm literally just going to do this when I'm going to bed. Okay, so yeah, we're rejecting off this hourly order block right here, right? Price respected it, pushed down to this area of 4 hour, respect that 1 hour order block again, right? Wasn't strong enough. It looks like we're finally trying to fill this area. Okay, cool. So besides that, we have this area of resistance. Besides that, we have this area of support. Now, geez, that took a while. Alright, so right here you have this London low. You have this Asia low down here. Up here, we already swept out previous daily highs, so we just have areas of liquidity from elsewhere. Which is literally very not cool. New York high up here. Well, let's see what price does at the encroachment here, okay? Now, on NAS, it could be really different. Be very different here. Okay, let's just look at what time it took. We took this trade at 7 o'clock. On this Monday. So we took at the time of macro. Let's go ahead and go to the 5 minutes. This is going to get really noisy. This is the order block right here. Don't know why price just did that. So what did we just tap into? Okay, huge move down. Swept a ton of liquidity, by the way. So we actually ended up pushing off. Okay, wow. You would not be able to predict that. There's no way. Price swept liquidity, respected this area of resistance. Now we push this weekly encroachment. I expect there to be some type of respect. We displace at this area. That respect has already been invalidated, meaning we're likely going to fill. Okay, so we end up actually go ahead and break structure the upside. Okay, there's bullish order flow here. Obviously, on the weekly time frame, this could look way more different. Something tells I could already know what trade I took. I could already see what trade I took. What did I take? Wow, how did I take this? We broke structure up here. Okay, wait, hold on. We broke structure the upside up here. Where's my low at though? Swap the low. Yeah, I don't know why I want to take this. So we sweep that already swept low, meaning that liquidity was. Let's look at order flow. Order flow is leaving a bunch of fair value gaps. Yeah, price continues lower. So ideally, this would have been a great short. I mean, this is just kind of logic, guys. I mean, fair short flows have to peak. We're making fair value gaps. All these other shenanigans. Very unlikely that this trade would end up working out regardless. Does not even respect or push into these fair value gaps. Bearish power is at its peak here. Now we do reject at some point. I want to see at what point we end up rejecting though. We tapped into some type of area. It could be this order block. Could be that we tapped into this order block. This is a more prominent order block here that I would see price action respecting. Really trying to figure this out. I really can't find the reason, unless I'm NAS or something else here. Unless we were to use the encroachment of that wick, maybe. What the? Wait, there was a wick here at 6:30. Am I tripping out? Was there not a wick here at 6:30? Wait, what? Was it on the one? Wait, I'm tripping out right now. There was literally a wick here. I'm not lying, right? I'm not tripping out here, right? There was literally a wick here on the one end. I don't know where it went. I'm actually confused right now. I'm losing my shit. What? There was a wick there. Okay, well, I'm really trying to find what we really ended up. I guess you have the order block, but I'm not really a big fan of what it is. How it's really formed. Down for this. Tapped into it. Start rejecting off of it. I'm gonna go to bed, guys. We'll figure this out. I have a clear mind. This one is really confusing. I'm gonna leave it off here. The twist. Love you guys. Did not pray today because it is a packed house today. I prefer to pray in sound and in peace and in general. I'll pray for you guys later. Bible verse. We're already in SLADT. I don't even know how to say it. We'll just leave it off here. Everything is meaningless. Okay. Good night, guys.